Namo Namaste Gurave Mahatmane Vimukta Sangaya Saduttamaya Nityadvayananda Rasaswarupini Bhumne Sada Paradayam Budhamni Namaste, Namaste, Vibho Vishwamurte. Namaste, Namaste, Chidanandamurte. Namaste, Namaste, Tapoyogagamya. Namaste, Namaste, Shruti Jnanagamya. Swarajya Samrajya Vibhutiresha Bhavat Kripa Shri Mahima Prasadat Prapta Maya Shri Gurave Mahatmane Namo Namastestu Punarnamostu Namo Namastestu Punarnamostu Namo Namastestu Punarnamostu Namastasmai Sadaikasmai Kasmai Chinmahase Namaha Yadetad Vishwarupena Rajate Guru Rajate Yadetad Vishwarupena Rajate Guru Rajate. Now this Hinduism, generally we consider it to be religion. It is not a religion. First of all, I think you know that it is not a religion. It represents a civilization. This name in our oldest scriptures, say Veda, Upanishads, etc., there we don't find this name. Later on in some Purana it has been used. It is very difficult to date the Puranas when they were exactly started using. The common theory is that, theory no, it's true also, those who came from outside our country, they found a civilization which was very much different from what they were exposed to. They were having their own way. So they called it Hindu civilization. It is not referring to a religion normally. There we make a mistake. And that mistake is there in our constitution also. Because secularism we have translated as Dharma Nirapeksha. Secularism in Indian constitution has been translated as Dharma Nirapeksha. That is why the country has suffered so much. Because if dharma is taken out, then nothing remains. So dharma we translate as religion. That is another sort of source of misconception. Dharma is defined as Dharma eva hato hanti dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. I am not going into too much of Sanskrit. I know that many people dislike that. But to some extent we should know what is there. Dharma eva hato hanti dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. This dharma in our scriptures have been defined as the fundamental law of sustenance. Fundamental law of sustenance of nature, fundamental law of sustenance of our life. That is why it is said that if we flout dharma, then we will be punished by dharma. And if we preserve dharma, then we will be protected by dharma. This is what I just now said. Dharma eva hato hanti dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. That means, suppose we are being greedy about material ways of life, we have spoilt already nature. The civilizations on earth have lived for so many thousands of years, at least 10,000 and more, much more than that. But nothing has happened to the environment. But over the last 100 years, we have spoiled, maybe even 50 years we can say, we have completely spoiled the environment so that we are worried about the coming generations. We are leaving an earth which is poisonous for them. This, why did it happen? Because in our pursuit of materialism, we have flouted dharma. There is no harm in having property, wealth and all, but it should be all following dharma. That is, it should not go beyond our need, and to the extent that it spoils others, become harmful for the animals, harmful for the vegetation, harmful for the further generations. That is what dharma means. It is not religion at all. Well, religion, the word, you can, as logos and all, you can interpret it in that manner, but we don't have that idea about religion. The religion, the corresponding word in our language should have been, that secular word should have been matanirapeksham. That is, we are equal to whichever god, goddess or atheism, whatever you follow. Some people believe in God A, some people believe in God B, some people believe in no God. All are belief. And a religion is based on that kind of a belief. When we say that somebody believes in Shiva, say, he is believing in his concept of Shiva. All those who worship Shiva, the Shiva is not same in their mind. Each has got a different concept of Shiva. Look into your mind, you cannot compare even. You don't know what he means by Shiva there. So it is, some people are having some faith in a concept of God. Similarly, those who claim that I don't believe in God, actually they believe in the concept of no God. That is, atheists, they believe in concept of no God. Now, our religious codes have been created in such a manner that at one point we should transcend religion and take to the enquiry of truth, which we have mostly forgotten and is not practiced. That is why we are suffering from this conflict. Actually, as long as we have a faith in a certain God or concept of a certain God or no God, we are carrying on okay. But suppose the question comes in our mind that for 40 years I have been worshipping this God. Does that God exist? If at all he exists, can I know it? Can I know God? Can I see him or know him? What does he do? What is his exact function? When the enquiry comes, then one has to become, we call it vichara. Vichara means the introspection it means, but actually it means analyzing our faith, our mind, our own personality to understand what we are running after, what are we doing. So if I have been doing worship for 40 years, by that have I come closer to God or the distance has increased? We don't question, we go on doing the same ritual throughout life in most cases. We never inquire into, by doing this, what has happened? Have I proceeded anywhere? Have I progressed anywhere or not? We don't question. When we start these enquiries, when they haunt our mind, we would like to know that can God be known? Can the divinity be lived in life? Is it that only meditation we can know God and the rest of the active period, interactive period, God has no role to play? All these questions are sorted out by our spiritual pursuit or spiritual enquiry. So, as you said, the first, what is your name? Huh? Brushali. That you are not a religious person, but you would, what is that? So you want to harmonize it with the present lifestyle. Now, same question was here also. So I would like to say more that truly speaking, whatever is in spirituality, suppose our Rishi says in Shvetashvatara, Shinvantu Vishve Amritasya Putraha Aye Dhamani Divyani Tastuhu Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam Aditya Varnam Tamasah Parastat Tameva Viditva Atimrityumeti Nanya Pantha Vidyate Ayanaya. This is a declaration of one of the Upanishads. Now we always, many in writing also, we feel that these Upanishads are philosophical writings. It is not, first of all. Just in physics, we have experimental physics and theoretical physics. And whenever by experiment we find that the theory is not proper, it is not able to explain, we change the theory. The experimental result will go on producing as much as we can go. According to that, we have to change our theory. Similarly, these Upanishadic statements, they are experimental record of the search of our scientists who had enquired into the inner realm. Shall I repeat? The Rishis were like the scientists who had enquired in our inner realm of our mind, intelligence, emotions, and further deeper. Now, whatever they had got there, whatever was revealed to them, they have recorded. And whatever is recorded about our real identity is the main. They had mainly three discoveries in our inner realm. The first discovery was that where lies the joy? We always think that the joy is lying by getting something from outside. Actually, the production of joy, the joy is in our mind. And they discovered that the joy, the source of joy is our real identity, that is our inmost presence. The source of joy is there. I will not go into the detail now, I have spoken enough on these other places also. That was the first. The second one was that, who am I? That I am considering this is what I am, this is my name, this is my body, this I have done, this degree, that degree, I am working here, working there. That is, it is different from all others. But if we try to go into the I, then we find that, am I correct in saying, in believing whatever I am thinking about the I? Because as far as the body is concerned, I know that the body was small, the body was like this, like that, it has grown over so many years, now it is like that, yesterday it was having some temperature, today it is not there. All these changes I am seeing in the body. So the I, the observer, has to be different from the body. I is the observer subject and body is an object. So then what is the subject? If you consider it is the mind, then again we will analyze that, well, the mind also has been changing. It is not the same from childhood. It has changed drastically. Even yesterday perhaps it was very sad. Today it is very inspired. So the changes of the mind we are seeing. Now here another point should come, that whatever changes we are seeing, unless there is a static background, that is non-changing, imperishable background, we will not know the changes. Just like a clock, suppose the arms are moving over the steady dial, that is why we know the changes in the time. But suppose the dial also moves with the arms, then the clock will not tell us anything about the time. So that I we are referring to, the observer, that is remaining unchanging. That anybody can find out. It is not very difficult. When we look inward, we understand that The body has undergone so many changes, is undergoing changes, the mind is undergoing changes, the emotions also undergoing changes, the intelligence was sharp the other day, now it is dull. All these changes they are seeing. So the I is an observer of that. It is not identical with any of these aspects of our bodily life. Then what is that I was the enquiry. That what is this ultimate observer of everything? Naturally, our I sense is coming from within, is it not? It is. You cannot find your I somewhere else. So when we are trying to look into the I, you will try to look within, is it not? To find out where from that I sense is coming. Who am I? Either you look through the buddhi. Through the buddhi means, as I said, that the I is an observer of the body, I is an observer of the mind, I is an observer of the emotion. Then what is the I? In that case, it is in the buddhi you are searching where is that I hiding. Otherwise, as you feel, suppose from the feeling, emotional part of it, you may think that it is somewhere here. Because when somebody says that, who did this? I did not do it. You don't say, I did not do it. Do you say? We don't show, because our emotional center of our personality is somewhere here. Whereas the intelligential sense, that is buddhi, intelligential center of our personality is, we may think that it is somewhere in the brain. Now, there, you remember the first discovery was the source of joy. The second discovery was, who am I? That I they discovered. Now, when they discovered that I, they found that it is not limited by the body-mind personality at all. Why? Because the body-mind personality is an object before that I. I is an observer of that. So it is not limited, it cannot be the I is just within the body-mind personality. Then what is that real I? Here, be a little attentive, I will try to give you the secret here, that we are looking within to find out the I. Who is looking within? I only is looking within. So if I, who is looking within, they find out the I as different from it, that as we are finding out, suppose some thought has come, we know that, mother's thought has come, office thought has come, employee's thought has come, boss's thought has come. They are all objects before the observer, although they are very subtle objects. Similarly, emotions, some emotion rising in the mind. We are observing that the emotion has risen, it has gone down, some other anger has risen. All these things we are seeing as object. I is not that. I is an observer of all that. Then, when we are trying to look at the I, if we want to look at the I also as these objects, is it possible? It's not possible. Because by our very effort to discover who am I, we are actually objectivizing the subject I, if my language you can understand. We are making the seen the seer. We are trying to making seer the seen. We are trying to making the knower the known. So, in that effort, very effort to discover, as we discover the whole world, we find that there is something wrong here. We cannot discover the I like this. In the world, always you are discovering. World means external world as well as the internal world of mind intelligence. We are always, even in psychology, what are we doing? We are looking into the mind movements, mind aspects and all. That is, before me it is an object. They are all subtle objects we are looking into. But in the case of discovering I, the moment I want to look at the I as something like an object, means different from I. So we are making the I different from the I, so it is not going to be successful. Then what are the ways available? The way is to become effortless. That the effort to look for something we have to remove. That we have to completely abandon. We have to become effortless. So, in our scriptures, it is said that when we don't try to discover anything, the I reveals itself. Because it is the revealer of everything. It is through that is showing us the whole world, external world, internal world of thought, emotions, everything. And when nothing like that is there, it reveals itself. This was a great discovery of the Rishis. That is why they had the courage to declare that Shinvantu Vishwe Amritasya Putraha. They called that listen all, you all, the children of immortality. He did not say that I am immortal and you are all mortal. He said that all of you are immortal, but you don't know your immortality. So please listen to me. I have known. Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam. I have known that universal consciousness, which we refer to as I. It is not limited by the body, mind, personality. Tameva viditva atimrityumeti. Only when you know it, you will be able to transcend death. You will become immortal. Nanyah pantha vidyate ayana. Without knowing your real identity, which is immortal, you cannot become immortal at all. You will remain mortal. Now, how did they declare such a great, with so much of confidence that all of you are immortal? We should think about it. It is not a theory, it is not a philosophy. Because he is stating that I have discovered this. Aditya Varnam Tamasah Parastat, where it is not the physical light he is talking about. It is like the sun, not the physical sun, which is beyond all the darkness of ignorance. That is, once we are able to discover our real identity, who am I, the immortal I, all the ignorance, cloud of ignorance, they simply go. And the sun of consciousness becomes absolutely revealed to us. It is not that we are creating that identity. Identity, I am saying, in our Shastras, it is called Atma, which is same as Brahman. These are the words used, I am not using here. I am using the word identity. It is same as the Atma or Brahman. Now, we are not creating such an universal identity. The question is that just like suppose a cloud comes now, you will not be able to see the sun. The cloud is covering the sun. When you remove the cloud, the sun becomes revealed. Have we created the sun? No. The sun only we came to know, the sun is there. So far it was not seen, it was covered with the cloud. Like that, when by this spiritual pursuit we remove the ignorance we are hosting in our buddhi, intelligence and mind, right from birth, if that is removed, then the sun of consciousness, the sun of I, the real identity, it becomes revealed. It becomes self-revealed. It is not that the I is seeing that. I reveals itself. So that was the greatest discovery of our land, which changed the whole culture of which has been prevailing from the prehistoric time in India. Because we don't know when it was. The Vedas, Upanishads, they are pre-history. So how many thousands of years we cannot say. We may try to say this way, that way, but that will not work because our history doesn't go to that extent. You cannot do it by carbon dating or anything like that. It's a knowledge. And the knowledge is still prevalent. The knowledge is still coming down to us. It is still available. The Upanishads also are still available. The light is coming from the top. Now if you put a mirror on the light, then you will have a reflected beam. Is it not? If you turn the mirror with the reflected beam, you can see many things. Agreed? You can put millions of mirrors in the light. Light is coming from the sun or somewhere, parallel rays. You can put millions of mirrors, and each mirror you can turn in its own manner. It will have its own reflected beam. With that, the mirror will allow the vision. And the reflected beam will partly depend on the quality of the mirror. Suppose the mirror is red, then the world it is showing will appear to be red. If the mirror is green, the world it appears will be green, like that. Like that, now if the mirror thinks that the source of light is within me, is the mirror right? It is easily said, but in our own case we will find it difficult. If we think that the consciousness which is we are generally finding, it is coming within me, we will always say, yes, it is coming within, from within. But truly speaking, that the Atma which is transcendental, because it is not an object that you can say that his Atma, another person's Atma, like that. It is the revealer of the entire world. The whole world is revealed by that consciousness. If you say that that consciousness is within the coming from within the body, we are making a similar mistake. How? Suppose, what did they discover? They looked within and discovered that I am immortal. I am plugging on that. Suppose you want, the mirror is told that the light is not coming from within you. Oh, is it so? Let me find out the source of the light. What will the mirror do? It has to be turned towards the source, that where from the light is coming, it will turn towards that. And when it faces the original light, what happens to the secondary beam? It has got merged there. And the sun itself, the original beam itself reveals. Now, suppose one mirror has got broken, it is no longer, or got opaque, dirt, because of dirt or so. It's no more able to reflect the light. So the reflected beam will not be there, is it not? But is the light affected by that? It is still being reflected by millions of mirrors. Are you able to understand or not? The light is still being reflected by millions of mirrors, but one mirror which has broken will no more be able to have the secondary beam. Like that, our buddhi, which is the Atma, is revealed in the association of the buddhi through each body-mind personality. So, when that something goes wrong in our body-mind personality, we are not able to have the awareness which we are always feeling. That awareness is gone, and we say that the person has died. He no longer knows anything, the knowership will not be there anymore. Exactly in finding out the discovery I am telling you, what it will do, we will try to, whatever our awareness is showing the world, showing the internal world of emotion, intelligence, everything we are seeing with the awareness. That awareness we are trying to focus towards the I, who am I? That awareness we are trying to focus. Now, when we have done actually, then this objectivization and the secondary beam is no more there. That has got completely merged with the original consciousness. That is why they said that all of us are immortal. Because the whole universe is actually under causality, is it not so? Everything is moving by cause and effect chain. Cause and effect chain means everything has got a birth, has got some changes, and then has got a death. So, Janma and Mrityu, birth and death, we generally feel that the body is birth and body is death. It is not really so. Every moment, everything is undergoing birth and death. What is that? The cause is dying and the effect is being born. Even our body, 1 second before, the body was not the same. So many millions of cells have gone, and so many new cells have been born. We don't come to know of it. But it is a causal chain that every moment, suppose I burn this bag, so ash will be produced. Now the cause, the bag is dying and the ash is getting born. If you use the ash somewhere in the garden or so, from that a plant will grow. So the ash is dying and the new life is getting born over there. Plant is getting born. Everywhere this cause and effect chain is working. So everything in this created universe is under the clutch of birth and death and change, or say under the clutch of causal changes. But this revealer of the universe, it is not part of the universe. It is revealing the whole external universe of changes and internal universe of thoughts, emotions and everything. Now, how did they confidently speak about it? Because they found that when they actually turned towards the consciousness, they found that the whole world picture has gone, because that secondary awareness of everything has gone. It has got merged, the consciousness has got merged with the original consciousness. Now, when again they are coming back, this state is generally called, for information, it's called Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Ultimately, if you are able to discover that, it is called Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Now, when we are coming back from that, the usual wakeful state again, then what is happening is we find that again the world has come back with everything. And of that world, my body, mind, personality also is a part. This we need not have to go to the Samadhi. Otherwise also, if you think freely, you will be able to understand. How? We will not know anything that is not appearing in our consciousness. Suppose this mic, if I sleep off, the eyes, the retina may, if the eyes are open, the retina may still reflect the mic. The picture of the mic will be there in the retina, but I will not know the mic. Is it not? The mic we will not know at that time if I am sleeping. Anything we are knowing, unless it appears in our mind, in our consciousness, we will not know unless it appears in our consciousness. So the whole external world is appearing in the, what we are perceiving is what is appearing in the consciousness. Similarly, internal world of thoughts and emotions also are appearing in the consciousness, what we are knowing. Whatever is not appearing in the consciousness, we are not knowing. Suppose here there are so many elementary particles moving around, we don't come to know. Even the air we don't see. We are not coming to know anything because it is not appearing in our consciousness. So whatever is appearing in the consciousness, we are coming to know. In that, something is appearing as external to the body, our personality. Something is appearing as internal to the body. Is it not? The mind, the emotions, the intelligential analysis, everything we feel, it is internal to the body. And the external world also is out of the body. Now this external world and internal world both are appearing in the consciousness. Is it acceptable? No. Yes. So, if that is so, the whole universe which contains our body, mind, personality as a small speck, if it is appearing in the consciousness, can we say that the consciousness is in the body or the body is in the consciousness? We have to say that, we have to agree, because the whole thing is appearing in the consciousness. What is appearing, of which the body, mind, personality is a product of nature. It's a small speck in the universe. That is also appearing in the consciousness. So the consciousness, our shastras, our scriptures, our spirituality is speaking about is not limited by the body, mind, personality. The body, mind, personality is appearing in the consciousness. That is how they came to the declaration of that universal, that our real identity, which we call as I, it is not limited by the body, mind, personality, but it is the I on which the entire universe is appearing to be. So that is what spirituality tells us. Now I will get back to my first point. This discovery was the fundamental in forming all the cultural basis, knowledge basis of India. This discovery was the greatest discovery of not only India but of humankind, of humanity, because this discovery has made an individual freed of all the problematic traits, and if it is accepted by the society, it frees the society of all problem. That is why the Indian civilization has lived for unknown period of time. Nobody knows when it started. That is, there is one truth on which the infinite variety of the universe is appearing to be. This is the fundamental discovery, which in physics also we try to do. In physics we are talking about unified field theory or whatever we are trying. We have an innate idea that the truth can only be one. The whole thing has come from one. What is that one we are trying to make out? Now in science, we have a full objective vision. We have not included the subject I as the observer of the world. So there is still struggle going on till we can have a combination of both the subject and object. Whereas in spirituality, we identified that the ultimate truth cannot be found in the world, because it is anything we find out, it is part of the world. Whatever we discover, it is part of the world. Suppose you say God has created the universe. Naturally the question will be, who has created God? So from religion to spirituality, you have to go through the enquiry. That in religion we are accepting that, oh, Brahma, Swayambhu, he was born of himself and he created the world. But actually it is only to satisfy our logical insufficiency that we have created a Brahma who is Swayambhu. That means there is nothing beyond that. But the truth is that the whole universe is a cyclic process of cause and effect. And the whole thing is appearing on consciousness, which is not part of the world at all. So when we talk about immortality or unchanging or our real identity, it is that I we are talking about. And from that I, everything has come. So this became the fundamental stream of knowledge, experience in our culture. So you will find it is there in classical music, it is there in our art, in our culture, in our temple culture also, in our religious codes also. But because people will not be able to take to this kind of an enquiry and find out the ultimate truth, we have given some religious codes that a person will not be misled and the whole society can be bridled by certain codes. So religious codes are given for that. But the whole culture of Hinduism is based on this unity in diversity, this which depends on the greatest discovery of who am I, discovery of our real identity, on which the whole universe is appearing to be. There lies the truth of this culture, Indian culture we are referring to as Hinduism. It's not Hinduism, it's the Indian culture. We call it Sanatana Dharma. Actually, this Dharma is called Sanatana Dharma. Dharma is said that which is the law of sustenance of the universe, law of sustenance of nature, law of sustenance of our life. Now, Sanatana Dharma means, Sanatana, the word means eternal. That means the Dharma we follow is eternal. It has two meanings. One is that this eternal means it will never become obsolete, because it is based on the fundamental discovery of our identity, fundamental truth. So it will never become obsolete. It is eternal. The second point is that when we follow this eternal Dharma, we discover that we are also eternal. So it is not that the Dharma is eternal, the Dharma makes us also eternal. Both way. The Sanatana Dharma means the Dharma, the law of sustenance of nature, which is eternal, and when we follow it, it makes us also eternal. So wherever it is, even say classical music, you will find the great maestros, the masters of classical music, like say Alauddin Khan, people might be knowing, who was the guru of Ravi Shankar, Ali Akbar and Nikhil Bandyopadhyay and all, so to say. So such great, if you read their life, you will find that they were extremely spiritual in there. And they were trying to discover or to get a touch of this ultimate truth through their music. Such people will be just given to one Shruti, constantly trying to perfect their only sahas. If they can do it, they get to that truth through that. Because the mind loses its objective fragmentation. Our mind is always distracted. It is getting attracted and repelled by so many things we like and things we dislike. If the mind is focused on one and we forget the whole world, we can forget, then we will be able to discover this truth of our real identity. And all the classical art, culture, everything, they kept this as the focus on which they went on building so many varieties, so many ragas, so many raginis, so many kind of compositions, poetries and whatnot. But everywhere our fundamental culture was depending on this unity in diversity, this one truth in everything. Suppose as an example I can say, in behavioral level, our dharma gives a code, which is a fundamental code again. It is, first line I am not very sure, it's Shruyatam dharma sarvasva Shrutvapi avadhariyatam Atmanah pratikulani Paresham na samacharet. This second one is stating the whole of the dharma. The first line states that listen to me, all the entire dharma, codes of dharma are integrated in this one statement. What is that? Atmanah pratikulani paresham na samacharet. That means whatever you don't, listen very carefully, whatever you don't like to be done to you, you should not do to others. You don't like your properties to be snatched by others, so don't try to snatch others' properties. You don't like to be abused by others wrongly, so don't try to blame others or abuse others also. So everywhere this one code of dharma will correct all our behavioral angularities. Atmana pratikulani, whatever we find to be unpalatable, we don't like to be done to me, paresham na samacharet, we should never do it to others. Now, what does it mean? Are we not trying to expand our identity to everybody? That what I am not liking, others also will not like, they are also like me. So we are expanding our I identity to as large as possible, the whole world. The same thing, you will find the gist of it, the source of it in Bhagavad Gita. In 6th chapter, 32 or 36, I don't know. Atmaupamyena sarvatra samam pashyati yo Arjuna sukhamba yadiva dukkham sayogi paramo mataha, he says. That yogi the Bhagavad Gita is talking about is the supreme yogi who sees his Atma everywhere, in everything. That means he finds that the whole universe is appearing in my consciousness. That is one way of scientific way of looking at it. Then from the behavioral point, whatever I do not like to be done to me, I will not do to others. Whatever I like to be done to me, I will do for others also. The same code is coming from the fundamental discovery through yoga, through spirituality, that everywhere it is my Atma, nothing is different from anybody. It is the Atma on which the whole universe is appearing to be. In such a case, if we can find our Atma everywhere, then where will go all the tendencies to hurt others, to abuse others, to exploit others, to compete in an illegal manner also. All these tendencies which is spoiling the society will automatically go. And is not the society an assembly of individuals? If the individuals are freed of their greed, competition, hurtfulness, blaming tendencies, then will not the society also become very nice and habitable for everybody? So this is what our fundamental in our culture, which has come down to us through the spiritual knowledge. But on this, whatever I have spoken, if you have any question, please ask.
Swamiji, my name is Rangan. Is it too loud?
No, it's okay.
I've been studying Vedanta for quite some time. So regarding what we discussed, the violence seems to be systemic in Prakriti.
Huh?
The violence, seems to be systemic because right from plants to the phytoplankton's body, one animal is eating other animal's body. Plants have body, animals eat plants' body, and humans eat animals or plants. And the one which is eaten is definitely sad. So, Prakriti itself perpetrates violence in a systemic fashion. It's built in, and we are prone to, susceptible to this violence for our own sustenance. And you were talking about the Sanatana Dharma.
Let me answer this then.
Yes.
See, this definition of violence has to be changed. The violence we are talking in the Prakriti, that is inherent in Prakriti. Jivo jivasya jivanam, it is said. In our Shastras it is said, Jivo jivasya jivanam. That means any life form, it sustains on another life form. That is how the whole Prakriti is born like that. But suppose when we talk about violence, even the Mahabharata war, there was violence in both the sides. But the whole discussion of Bhagavad Gita is to get rid of the violence and fight the war. That Arjuna, that if you can get rid of your greed for kingdom, which Arjuna said he had, and if you can get rid of your enmity towards Duryodhan, that hurting tendency towards Duryodhan, then you will be able to kill your most beloved grandfather without transcending your love for him. And you will be able to kill Duryodhana also without having any enmity towards him. What the change is that the violence in your mind should not be there. You may kill people also, that military, police, etc., they have to kill each other. But whether the violence is there in the mind is the question. When a military person is killing, or say there are so many occasions where we have to take to some drastic measure. If it is not for any selfish aim or our greed or anything, it is not because of our own violence that we are doing. So, when we say that the violence is bad and violence, as long as violence is in our mind, the society will be moving towards degeneration. That violence is what we are hosting in our mind. In nature, the animals eating grass or we eating any grass, anything of the vegetation also, we don't call it violence. It is the natural way of creation. It is the same as I said, causality, that cause and effect. The whole Prakriti is born out of it. The next question you can say now.
I have a few more questions.
Then let her, somebody was asking, you were asking, no?
I want to start by saying thank you. So far it's been thank you. So far it's been very enlightening. It's a lot of food for thought. What were you were saying just before this gentleman's question was the idea of a utopian society. You said we should not be harming anyone in ways that we wouldn't want to be harmed. I guess it comes back to my original question. In a society now, here and everywhere, where individuals are being raised to look out for themselves first. Everybody's being raised. People have smaller families, 2 parents raising a child and telling the child he or she is the center of the universe and he and she should look out for themselves.
That is why people are having suffering from all kinds of psychological problems.
Yes. Yes.
All the children I am meeting in this visit, particularly here, in India also it is there, I am not saying it's not there, but here the cultural clash and all the youth adult I have faced, everybody is having some sort of psychological problem almost. It has come to that level. And everywhere my prescription was the same, that please take away your seriousness, the self-centeredness, and do some social service. Think of others. There you are having too much of food and all other facilities, and that is why your mind is getting polluted like that. Think of others, those who are not having square meals, those who are suffering from that. This self-centeredness, constantly we are focusing on what will happen to me. And that is creating all the problem. Pondicherry ashram, mother was there in Pondicherry, Sri Aurobindo ashram. I remember her statement, very important statement, that exactly I cannot say, but the meaning is like this. If we could take our life less seriously, then we could very soon make it more perfect. If we could take our life less seriously, we could very soon make it more perfect. Are you able to understand what is the meaning? We are too serious about our life. Our life means my life, not others' life. Let anything happen to others. I am not worried about it. This is the problem. And what I said, the fundamental law is to have the I, know the I, which is universal. Now that might be a discovery of the Rishis, but can we not take the truth from there? Even with our proper analysis also we can understand that that is a correct, what they are saying is true. Even without accepting also, if we can expand our feeling of I everywhere, all the problems will be sorted out. We will be able to do much better in our career. We will produce much better result. We will be contributing to the country and the world in a much better way. It is the self-centeredness for which the students are not able to appear into the exam properly, because they are worried about what will happen to me. Will I be having the first rank? Will I get admission in the Harvard? Good students. But even the thought of Harvard, getting admission in the Harvard or Stanford or so, that is creating so much of worry that he is not able to pass even the exam. What is this nonsense? It is the self-centeredness which is spoiling our mind. So in one case they are not able to do any service. So finally I said, at least you should have a pet. That let your self-centeredness, now you love your pet, at least there be a pet for you. Ask your parents. The parents thought, we should not send this son to Swamiji at all, because they had trouble with the pets. When the children have the pet and they don't look after properly, then it becomes the parents' pet. That is another trouble. But we should make them responsible for the pet. At least the mind will think of another item. If you can join some NGO work and work for the society, for the benefit of the society, we will find that our mind is becoming much freer, much more powerful. The mind is already there, all these capacities are there. We are not utilizing them. We are making it very small, constricted. Is it okay for you?
Namaste Swamiji, first of all, and thank you for your time. And then so.
What is your name?
My name is Swami.
Swami?
Yes. Right. Fondly calling Swami. Yes. And so I had this question for a long time. So you mentioned, right? Don't worry about yourself, right? Don't have self-centeredness, right? Then there is this conflict, right? If you don't have self-centeredness, then you don't strive for things, or you don't work hard, or you become lazy. So where is the balance, right? For example, even if I can tell our kids that, don't worry, any university is fine, or don't worry about it. Then that may take them lenient, and they may not put the needed effort. It could be for her, even for me also. So then how do you strike the balance? For the people who are objective, at least they have bar. Okay, I worked hard, I got it, otherwise I didn't get it. But if you are spiritual and if you are not...
I am not asking you to not having the objective focus. Without objective focus, nothing can be done. If you want to do something, suppose you are making an instrument, or you are in IT, So you are making some programming for some, say a bank or so. Don't we have to think very well that what are the objectives of it? What am I supposed to do? Otherwise, when you do it, when finally the result comes, it may not be what you have wanted at all. So we are not asking that the focus from the objective causality should go. What is problematic is I did not want to go into the whole Bhagavad Gita is speaking about the phalatyaga. So you must be asking that. That must have created some misconception in you. It is not that. In Bhagavad Gita, the result to be renounced, whatever is said, it is not about the external result at all. You find out that whatever you are doing, why are you doing? Suppose now you are working in a company. So you may say that I will get the salary which is essential for my living. Acha, why do you want promotion? I will get some more and my family I can look after still better and I can do this, do that. They will be happy. What is there if they become happy? Oh, when they are happy, I will also become happy. Is it not? That everything you do, you see the last result. What is that? I will become happy by that. Is it not so? Anything you are doing. Even here you have come, you must have thought either it is for your community or you must have thought some little knowledge or ignorance, something I will get from Swamiji. So, with that aim you have come. And you must have thought that that will help me in something and with that I will become happy. In small cases, the happiness may not be so much, but in a big case, suppose you are looking for a very big job and if you get it, then you will be greatly happy. Or you are making a building or something, by completing it, you will become very happy. Or if you are opening a new company, by the success of the company, you will become happy. What I want to say is that everywhere the result of your action is, I will become happy, not the objective result. There comes the trouble. Bhagavad Gita says that renounce this subjective result that I will become happy. Has anybody become happy by gaining anything from the world, you tell me? The richest person in the world, the most famous person in the world, the most powerful minister or prime minister or direct president. Has anybody become happy by getting whatever? You look into their life, you don't have to, you can understand. Earlier we used to think that by getting some good food I will become happy, then getting good marks I will become happy. Always what the object is going on changing. Then you thought that getting a good job I will become happy, then getting a partner I will become happy, then getting children, good children, and then grandchildren. Anywhere we are not becoming happy, but everywhere we are thinking that I will become happy by the result. So if you delink that I will become happy part of it, then the whole focus will be on the objective result. Now I will become happy is coming with some other branches with it. That if I don't get the favorable result, then what will happen to me? I will lose my job, or I will be moving around on the road, or I will have this, I will have that, whatever. So along with that desire to become happy by getting something from the world, there will always be a worry of not getting it or fear of getting the opposite. So which disturbs and distracts our mind. If they are kept away, your whole focus will be on the work. What you are doing, what will be the objective, what will be the result. You will be able to do it much, much better than what you are thinking now. And not only that, the moment you keep away those things, you will find that you are not working for becoming happy, but you are working out of a joyful dispensation of the mind, of a joyful orientation of the mind. You are working from happiness, not for happiness. So the whole idea will change. That is why Bhagavad Gita has taken up the desire as the main culprit and treated in great detail. I did not want to go so much in detail, but it is like that. Does it answer your point?
So, thank you. My name is Parag.
Parag
Sanghvi, and I live in the community and good friend of who organized and helped to organize this. So, the question what I have, everything we try to follow, and it's fantastic. There is no, bottom line is a peacefulness and happiness and joyness, which comes from internal, not from the materialistic or short term, like allopathy and Ayurveda. You know what I mean? If I have a headache, I will take the pills, and I will be satisfied for short term. But there may be the real cause why I got the headache. So the question comes out, same thing. I try to look inside, or I look to outside for my joy. External or internal? External is a short-term living, as you can see, because consequences comes because of the desire. You can eventually always get sad later. Internal, what you try to reveal, saying like, let's go inside and try to figure out. That's a long journey, either way. So the question is, one side we want to be selfish. Go inside and try to figure out ourselves and true nature of universe. So selfish means disconnect from external world and try to figure out from my inside. Because we all connected, but until I figure out what am I inside. Other side, I need to go in external world, do NGO, social service, activity, occupy my mind with respect to more influence of external, cunningness, whatever it is going on. So, how we proceed?
That is my favorite topic, but I am apprehensive of speaking of deep spirituality here. So I was avoiding, but I will tell you in brief so that everybody will be able to understand to some extent. See, there are two phases of what you said about the internal enquiry, many people will not take, and it is not necessary also in the beginning. That is why Arjuna, after the second chapter, he is repeatedly asking, if this is the ultimate goal, why Krishna you are asking me to fight? And Krishna after each passage is saying, Tasmad yudhyasva bharata. Therefore you fight. He is not saying that therefore you go and meditate in the forest. These are all very important. So I will tell you in brief that one side of this discovery is you go into within to find out who am I. I have not completed that part, but still I have said what we are supposed to do. The other part is that when we have discovered my real identity, which is so-called Atma or Brahman or so, then when we are coming back from the meditative or contemplative state, again we are surrounded by the same fragmented world, variegated world, and my clinging to likes and hating what I dislike, all these things become the equally our right. So the solution lies in whatever Atma or identity I have discovered in my meditation. The next step is to establish that Atma in this variegated world. Now, how can you do it? Because you have to, as he said, that I am working. I cannot think of the Atma and whatever you said at that time because I am not meditating, I am working. So what Bhagavad Gita says is that while doing anything, you can be engaged in any field of activity to any amount of intensity. Forget about, the war, Arjuna was fighting himself. It's not the war of this kind now. When he is fighting himself, the amount of involvement, engagement, we cannot even imagine. So you may remain engaged in any activity to any amount, to any intensity. But what Krishna is asking him to do is you replace your mindset which is constricted, which is looking for happiness, joy for yourself or some selfish gain. That selfish gain oriented mindset you change into that the society and the world, whatever is necessary, an universal outlook, non-constricted outlook. That means whatever you are a product of nature. Our body-mind personality is a product of nature. So as the whole nature is functioning, the earth is going around the sun, the plants are growing here, the river is flowing, the flowers are blossoming. Each flower has got its own color, fragrance and all, they are blossoming. Nowhere there is a desire. So similarly, as a human being, whatever qualities we have in our personality, with that and where we are, the situation, there is a certain need. In America, the need is different from when we are in India, say. So depending on the surrounding need and our capacity, our capability, we will function just in nature as the other other beings in nature are functioning, we also will be functioning like that. And that is the ultimate discovery actually. That when you study about the three gunas and all, it is giving us that we don't posit an egoistic identity behind whatever my body-mind personality is doing. Shall I be a little detail? What is that shloka? Yada drashtanupashyati gunebhyascha param vetti tad madbhavam sodhi gacchati. Nanyam gunebhya kartaram yada drashtanupashyati gunebhyascha param vetti madbhavam sodhi gacchati. He says that he becomes like me. Me means Krishna, who has identified his identity with not with the body-mind personality, but with the universal Atma. That is what he means every time he says that he becomes like me, like that. Now he says that normally we are, whatever our body-mind personality is doing, we are positing an ego behind, egoistic individuality behind that. I did the great thing, or I did something sinful for which I am suffering. I have to look after this, I have to do that in future. I have to open a factory, otherwise my children will not have anything. So many things. This I part, it is, we are positing this egoistic personality behind everything my body-mind personality is doing. But the body-mind personality is a product of nature. As the whole nature is functioning, it is also functioning with the difference that it has got a mind, an intelligence, and also a power to look within itself, which other animals do not have, perhaps. Perhaps we have to say, we don't know, we are not born as an animal. So, we have that special facility also, which is very particular, very special for human beings. We should utilize that. So, with all this, the body-mind personality is functioning in the same nature, universe or creation like that. So, I would like to call it a phenomenological vision. That means, I am a witness of the whole world, the whole nature, which is functioning in different manner, in which my body-mind personality is a small speck, which is doing its part, and I am an observer of that. Do you get it? What was your question? I have forgotten in answering. No, I want to know your question again.
The question was, once you have little bit also awareness, during the meditation phase.
So the main point there is, what I wanted to say is that what you are aiming at meditation, forget about success in meditation, but you are aiming to know we are aiming to know our real identity, which is immortal, means unaffected in everything. It only reveals, it doesn't get affected. Like the sunlight, when it reveals a garbage, it is not getting putrefied. When it is revealing a rose, it is not getting fragrant. The light is only revealing. Like that, my consciousness, which is my real identity, its purpose is only to reveal. Getting unaffected by anything it reveals. When the dukkha is there, our problem is that I have become dukkhi, and I am becoming depressed because of that. When we know that dukkha is a wave in the mind, in the consciousness, sukha is also a wave in the consciousness, and we are able to see the sukha, dukkha coming, going and all that, whole problem will be solved. Then you will find there is a lot of joy in dukkha also. It is not only sukha, we are unnecessarily running after sukha. And sukha dukkha will always alternate in life. Without sukha, dukkha has no meaning. Without dukkha, sukha has no meaning. All those things we can think of. But the main fact here is that the Atma, my real identity, is unaffected by anything it is revealing. That unaffectedness, universality, immortality or impartiality, impersonality, all these qualities are Atmic dimensions, let us call it. Is it acceptable? Now, what you do is that interactive period, you try to incorporate these Atmic dimensions in your mind. Whenever you are selfishly working, no, I have to think in the welfare of the whole world. If it is giving me some gain, I may sacrifice it. I will not do this. If I am getting a promotion also, but I see that there is a compromise that where I am joining, that factory is doing all bad things for the society. Well, let me try for some other job, which I don't have to compromise my conscience for this. Some sorting out has to be done, but you have to incorporate this universality, impartiality, impersonality, unaffectedness in everything you are doing. That can it not be done during the interactive period? Now, for everybody this is practicable. He may not go into the samadhi or in meditation to discover the main identity. Once we accept that this is our real identity, we can incorporate in our activities. And the greatest thing is that even once if you incorporate, it is so joyful, it is so fulfilling, that nobody has to tell you again that second time, third time, and you have done about 15 times, it will become your habit. Because every time suppose you are blaming somebody, okay? Now by blaming, is anything happening to the other person? Whatever your mind, by blaming the other person, you are suffering a constriction, stress. You will become weak by blaming. If it goes to that level, you will become sick also by blaming others. Now if you somehow incorporate this idea there and get rid of the blaming, everybody has got some good and bad qualities. Why should I blame? He or she also may have many good qualities there. Let me see that and appreciate that. I will not blame. And I have also many things to be blamed for. Nobody is perfect. So why should I blame? The moment you are able to somehow get out of this blaming tendency from the mind, you will get a great relief. And the greater is the constriction. If you can remove the constriction, greater will be the relief. So that will carry you forward. You will be able to incorporate, and one day you will be able to meditate also much easily. You don't have to meditate now. Generally we don't say that you have to meditate, because mostly people will be unsuccessful. When the time comes, we can automatically, the mind will go there. So the other's pursuit is more important, that incorporating the Atmic dimensions in our everything, that becoming non-constricted, becoming impersonal, impartial, unaffected, remaining unaffected in any situation, being an observer, let us say, always keeping that witness position.
Swamiji, I feel very blessed to be here and listen to you. I mean, for a very long time I wanted to come and see you. So this has been a great
Are you listening to our weekly Satsang, Global Gita
yes,
Satsang?
Yes, I'm listening to it.
Regularly?
Regularly. Mostly regularly, but sometimes because...
No, that's okay.
So the most of the answers I got from the last question asked, that meditation is not necessary.
No, I am not saying it's not necessary.
I'm sorry.
As Krishna told Arjuna that now it is not that, now you incorporate the Buddhi Yoga, it is called the...
That you don't have to sit and do it like sitting in one place and then not moving your limbs and all that, because today I can't do it for some reasons. So I always hear these lectures which are there regularly, and I feel very relaxed and I can introspect more easily.
That is fine for you, that is perfectly all right. But while listening to the lecture and introspecting, sometimes the mind should become silent. Automatically it will happen. You don't have to try to meditate. Don't try to meditate. Meditation will dawn in you when the mind becomes purer. Meditation will dawn in you, and that will be the fulfillment.
But I'm just wondering, Swamiji, that am I getting into a habit of just listening and not trying to,
That you have to say whether I am not doing what I am listening. That whatever you are listening, there should be, it is basically living the knowledge. So you have to apply it in your life. And as far as meditation is concerned, if you have slept well in the night, you can lie and do. Meditation, the first point is, according to Yoga Sutra, it is Sukhasanam. Sukhasanam means sitting comfortably. That is not only sitting, whatever the posture, because the first point is you have to forget the body. If you sit cross-legged and the knees are paining, then how can you meditate? It's not possible. So the first thing is to be comfortable. Then the second thing is effortlessness, prayatna shaitilya, effortlessness. That means don't think that, I am now going to meditate. The thoughts should not come to me. That is an effortfulness. You simply become as much effortless, easy as possible. And then whatever you are contemplating on Atma or Brahman or so, you can do it in that manner automatically. You don't have to worry about so much.
To remain as a Sakshi Bhava, as a witness, when I am alone with myself, I feel that I am in my Sakshi Bhava. I can see that today I'm performing, I'm cooking, and I'm performing. I'm not doing it. I'm seeing it being done. So
see, you have to judge yourself. Finally, what I said, it is, I can express best as a sky-like dimension of the mind. Sky-like or spatial, space-like dimension of the mind. That you will feel that as if I am floating in the sky and everything is being done by my body, mind, personality. I am not affected by anything. Even if somebody close to me dies also, I may shed tears, but that also will not depress me or will affect me. There will be full unaffectedness. In great pathos also, you will be able to have that placidity. That you have to see whether it is coming or not. I give an example generally that suppose we are so afraid of facing bereavement or any lack of certain things, economic poverty or anything. But when we are reading in the novel some pathos, or we are seeing in the film some scene of extreme dukkha, are we not enjoying it? Otherwise, why should you go to the film to see, or why should you read the novel? That means there is nothing inherently wrong in dukkha. We like to enjoy dukkha. Otherwise, why should we read such writings where in fact in dukkha, reading articles which are on the pathos, our mind goes much deeper than comedy. The enjoyment is much deeper there. So there is nothing wrong in dukkha. If you can come to this dimension of witness, you will find that your mind will always remain cheerful. Not that you will laugh and joke, not that kind of a cheerfulness. We call it placid mind. In Sanskrit it is called, in Bhagavad Gita it is called prasada, placidity of the mind. Whatever happens, you will not get affected by it at all. To the extent possible, you should check that whether you are progressing or not, that is the yardstick. Am I remaining unaffected, in which I used to get affected 2 years back? Is that unaffectedness, impartiality, impersonality, all these are growing or not? Judge on that basis whether you are. And even if you don't advance in spirituality, how does it matter? Let it just accept it. You were asking something, no? She was asking something. Karma, I will say, that will again take a long time.
Swamiji, I'm not quite sure how to ask this question, but I think you did talk about the I-ness and the universal consciousness. Why is the nature of universal consciousness I?
There is no nature. It is not an object. By that nature you will know. We are saying it is immortality, unaffectedness, untainted, all these things, just to indicate. It cannot be described by any of our words or experiences, because it is beyond duality even. It is beyond subject-object duality even. We call it I because of our present. At that point there is no I or others, that is the only experience. You can call it amness, some people call it amness, but it hardly matters because all are not expressing it properly. That is why in our Shastras it is called avang manaso gochara. It cannot be expressed by mind, it cannot be expressed by words. But at the same time, it can be realized by a pure mind which has transcended the duality, the dual things. See, we are reading about Atma. As long as we are reading, I am knowing about Atma. Is it not so? Atma means identity. So I and Atma are different. We, by reading, knowing more and more, thinking more and more, contemplating more and more, what is happening is that this is not an object like the watch that I am knowing. Atma is the concept of our own identity. So more and more we know about it, it should become my own identity. So the final stage is the knower and the known getting fused. They are not different. Right from the beginning they are not different. Because we don't know. Because of our ignorance we are trying to know it as different. But finally it should become identified more and more, and the fusion should take place. That is called yoga, the fusion of the real Atma with the whatever we think to be the egoistic Atma. Is it okay? See, karma theory, I will not go very much deep, but just to give you that karma means causality, we should know. In science, whatever we call causality, that cause and effect chain, karma means that. That means if you do not bring up your child properly, he may become something or other, which you do not like. Now they will say it is your karma. Means whatever way, if you have pampered your child, then he may get spoiled. So it is related by causality only. Normally we are following the causality in the gross world very easily. Nobody has to tell me. Because if you push the table, it will move. If you don't push, it will not move. But even in the gross world, I would like you to think that we do not know the causality to a very large extent. Suppose you see the waves in the sea, or any lake even. Now, you are finding some waves in the present. Can you say that can you trace the cause of this wave? There are so many forces, so many previous waves. Even far back in time also some waves had come which is responsible for this wave now, is it not? Can any science go into that detail? We cannot. We may simulate something and predict some statistical picture that we cannot identify the causality, that what are the forces has caused this wave, which was there earlier and 100 years back, what was the wave which has contributed in this? Are you able to understand? So even in gross causality we are not knowing. In karma theory, it is not only the gross, we are trying to include as subtle things as possible, as many subtle aspects as possible. Suppose we are now reading whatever was written by Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya was the philosopher. Now, is it not that whatever has worked in his mind is having an effect in my mind? Or even any novelist, great novelist who has passed away 1,000 years ago. When we read that, is it not his mind contributing to my thoughts? These are just like the waves in the sea, as I said. So our mind, the thoughts coming, they are a contribution of so many unknown, unimaginable variety from where it has come. Not only that, it is contributed by my heredity also. A particular mind will respond to certain thoughts. A liberal mind will give rise to liberal thoughts. A constricted miserly mind will give rise to miserly thoughts. In that you will find heredity has lot to play. Parents, grandparents, grand-grandparents, like that, we generally say 14 generations will have visible, tangible contributions. Sometimes we reduce it to 7 generations at least, that there will be visible contribution. So, our life is fully karma oriented, means everything is causal. That means it is caused by either you or your parents or your grandparents or your friends or some writers whom you have got in touch with, some films you have seen. All these are contributing. This is all integrated in karma. Now, it becomes impossible to handle such a causality. So they have given some simpler models which to satisfy the human mind and which are mostly quoted by people. That is the fundamental basis of our religious codes. We generally say Hinduism is based on 4 structures. That is, one is the God, external God, which in spirituality it is not there. Spirituality, the whole thing is coming down to our own identity. But in religion, we accept the God position, which is, we may think the yonder sky or who is all pervading, whatever we may say. We say all pervading, but in our mind that doesn't work. Even a Vedantin also, who may be lecturing also, when something he wants, somebody is dying, he will think of a God, pray to the God who is in the yonder sky. He won't pray to himself. So it generally doesn't happen. So, the concept of God, then concept of karma, this causality, concept of heaven and hell, and concept of punarjanma. That means as if something in our personality will again get born in another body or so. It's a simplified image. We have to go into great detail to understand what in truth it means. Moreover, if there is something coming out of one body and going into another body, it is in the field of science, not in the field of spirituality. This much you can remember very well. Spirituality doesn't deal with any objects. It deals with the subject alone. If something is going out of a body and going there, it might be subtle, but still it is something I am seeing, I am knowing. It is different from me. So that is in the arena of science. If our instruments become so subtle that if some energy is going out, it can detect, then we will be able to. Otherwise, it is all conjecture. I also have many conjectures about it. So many people will have so many conjectures. But you cannot prove generally. Similarly, the heaven and hell, these are, nobody can prove, nobody can disprove also. This is very important to know. You cannot prove, you cannot disprove. Why? Can you say that the heaven does not exist? Who knows? It might be there. Can you say that it does? Nobody has called you, see, I am in heaven, come here and see. Nobody can say that I have seen it. So like that, the heaven, hell, even punarjanma and all these things, they are, in Sanskrit we call anubhava anarudha. Anubhava anarudha means non-experiential. Non-experiential, they are all conjecture. Anubhava anarudhe svargadau, svarga naraka, etc. Shanka syat, always there will be doubt. What is the doubt? Asti va naveti. Asti va nava iti. Whether it is there or not. See, everything is there in our Shastras. These are statements from, this is from Shankara Bhashya of Bhagavad Gita. Shankaracharya is saying that Anubhava anarudhe svargadau Anubhava anarudhe shanka syat asti va nava iti. So there will always be doubt. So a seeker of truth should never go into these, which are non-experiential. So what should they do? Anubhava arudha tu jnana phalam. Whatever is spoken of in the Upanishads about the knowledge of ourself or so, everything is experiential. One can pursue and have it as his own personal experience. It has to be, in science you repeat, is it not? Any experiment, there is a repeatability, it is a very important point in science. If it is not repeatable, we will not accept the truth. In this case, the repeatability of a different kind. This is, one life is involved in one experiment. Do you get it? So one person got it. Then another person will have to do the experiment and discover it first hand for himself to say that yes, it is true, I have also discovered. Another person will have to do and first hand discovery he has to make, and then only he can say yes, it is true. So this has been going on in our country, that in the Shastras people have been writing whatever they have discovered. But from era to era, in each era there will be so many people who have done the same experiment and found that it is true. So the question is that those which are non-experiential, don't worry about them. So what are in religion we have taken help of this truth. How? Suppose a common question is, I am an honest person, I have been always good to people, but I am suffering, I don't have any proper food and people have cheated me like this. But my friend, he has taken always to impure means and he is flourishing, he has no sorrow, nothing, he is in the palace and all that. What is this God? Is he justified like this? So the religion, to save God, the religionist will say that, oh, you don't know. In your past life you have done lot of wrong things. That is why you are suffering now. And now doing good things, in the next life you will born as such and such person and you will be having a happy life. That means be careful about everything is linked there. The karma theory, the punarjanma, the heaven and hell, all are linked. But nothing you can prove. Nobody can prove that past life you were like this, and nobody can say what will happen in your future life. But you are given a solace. Not only solace, there is another point. The other person who is now doing wrong things, you know that what he is suffering now, what he is enjoying now, it is because in the past life he was very good. But in the next life he is going to be fried in hot oil in the naraka, in the hell. So, the purpose is very good. It is all based on this kind of things. But the purpose is very noble. What is that? We are trying to keep the good person on the good path, saying that you remain on good path, next life will be good. And consoling him by saying that your karma is your karma, you are responsible for that. You are suffering because you have done something in the past life. Similarly, the other person we are giving a threat that if you pursue in this manner, well, you are now you are happy, but next life it is in the hell. Be cautious. So we are trying to bridle him, to bring him back on the noble path. So the purpose of religion is always to bridle the society, console the individuals, depending on things which cannot be proved, cannot be disproved also. Are you getting the picture of this? Is what our essential of Hinduism also, that when you take to the religious part of it, there are various religions. Say Vaishnavite, Shaivite, those can be called religion. But this dharma, which is taking into account these things also, these are all based on the final goal of spirituality, that ultimately you have to become a seeker of truth and you have to pursue the ultimate goal of oneness. But karma we refer to often by saying that anything I am suffering, oh, it is my karma, as if I am not responsible for it. Actually, it is meant for the reverse, that I am responsible for it. Whatever happens in my life, I am responsible for it. For that, the karma theory is given. But we use it in the opposite manner as an excuse, that I am not responsible, it is my fate. Is it not? Satisfied? Yeah? Yes, all thoughts are creating karma. They have causality. Why? Suppose you are now listening to my lecture. Your thoughts are getting changed. You are thinking in another manner. Is it not causality? Just because of the lecture, your thoughts are getting changed. Everywhere this causality is there. So there also there is a point, very interesting point, that you are suffering from some sinfulness you have done. Maybe you have not looked after your father properly, or so many things can happen. And you are suffering because of that. Now father is not there, he has gone. So what they will do, that you do some yaga or something, or you feed people, or whatever your father liked to do, you do that. So your karma was whatever you have wrongly done, for that you are suffering. And the astrologer or the priest, if he is a real astrologer, he is introducing a new element in your karma path by which your suffering will go. By doing the yaga or feeding the people, you will think that I have satisfied my father who is in some world or so, I have done something good according to him. And you feel consoled. It is only for our own mind. And you are given a new karma. So one thing was moving in a certain line. You introduce another there and the total effect is good. So everything is meant for a solution. Everything is solving our mind, nothing else.
Swamiji, we are kind of close to the time. Can we take one more question, a few more questions?
6 o'clock. I don't know, that the organizers have to say. When do you have to leave the hall according to that? I have no problem.
Can we take?
I wanted, but the organizers have to say whether we have time to do it.
Swamiji, we can have, maybe, if you have time, we can take a couple of questions. One more question.
Question, that mirror I have left unfinished. I will talk about that.
You can talk about it, Swami.
See, think of the electricity here. You are going? Okay. You can give it, take it then. That's it. Yes, she has worked. If you want to see me some of the days morning, I will be available. If it is possible for you, I don't. Are you connected to Neela Sharma? So she had told me about you, but I thought you will come there, and I am staying in Brentwood. That is another hall program, no? No. Okay. Then it's okay. See, this hall, the lights are because of electricity, is it not? The sound is amplified because of electricity. The AC is on, the cold, you are getting the air out of electricity. Have you seen electricity? Nobody knows. The same electricity is manifesting as light here, sound here, air there, the cold also, temperature change here. But the electricity part is not visible. But the manifest things are visible. Like that, the Atma in association with different body is manifesting in different manner. That Atma part is not visible. But it can be known by the purificatory process of the intelligence and the mind. Similarly, suppose here radio waves must be coming, here must be some radio station or TV station, or now internet is there always. All the waves are passing through here, but we are not knowing about them. We put something which, suppose a transistor set or a radio set we put, which plays the San Francisco station. You get the sound from the radio. Now, something goes wrong in the radio, a circuit breaks. The sound is no longer there. Is it not? But has anything happened to the waves? You can hear it by any other radio, it will play again. Nothing has happened to the waves. So it is just like the body's dying is like that. If anything goes wrong in the body, it is no longer able to manifest the Atma in the other form of consciousness. The awareness which we are having when the body is living. So it is absolutely a death of the body. Nothing happens to the Atma. Similarly, mirror, I said that when one mirror breaks, Nothing happens to the light and reflected by millions of mirrors. That remains. All that remains. So, just like the death of the breaking of the mirror, the death of the body is also like that. This is what I wanted to say. The other part is, when you are trying to find out where from the consciousness is coming, it is exactly same as you turn the mirror towards the original light. As we are turning our awareness towards where from the I-ness is coming. What are we doing? Our awareness was on the external objects. We are looking at the external objects. That same awareness we are withdrawing from the external objects and focusing where from the I-ness is coming. That is the origin of the awareness only. Do you get the similarity of the two processes? One is the mirror is turning towards the original light. Another is our awareness is being focused towards the original awareness or consciousness. And when it turns fully to the consciousness, that means it is not seeing anything in the world anymore. World means external world of objects, internal world of thoughts, emotions. Nothing is there. Then it gets merged in the original light. And that is what we know about the Atma or the consciousness. Is it clear? If you have to do it, then only it will be clearer. But while working, I have already told the method that there we try to incorporate the Atmic dimensions that expand the mind to the universal level and all, so that when you look within also, it will automatically easily go within. Not only that, there is another method which is very, very powerful, that when you can think that whatever is appearing in your mind, suppose you are meditating, suddenly somebody is crying, the sound is registering. Normally we get disturbed by the sound, is it not? It is because we are looking for something else. The disturbance is created by our own mind. The moment we understand that the sound which is apparently disturbing me is also like a wave in that consciousness. That is also a wave in the consciousness. So you are not segregating anything from there. We are trying to know the consciousness without the waves. Now if any wave comes, does it change? The sea without waves and with waves, is there any difference? We are trying to know the sea. So if you can know the sea with the waves, then it is certainly it is more powerful. That is what the meaning original of mindfulness meditation should be, is what I feel. I don't know what is going on. Everybody speaks about mindfulness, so I don't know. But if at all it means, it should be like that. Not while doing you are trying to meditate. Meditation is meditation.
Can we take one more question?
If you say, I have no problem, it is for the organizers.
Last question. Hello, Swamiji.
Started also 15 minutes late, so it is.
Yeah. So thank you, Swamiji, for coming here and gracing us. It is obvious that you belong to the teachings are non-dualistic, Advaita philosophy.
No, I don't belong to any philosophy.
Okay, no, but teaching men don't. In the initial, you gave more stress on consciousness.
Vedanta, we call it Upanishads, Vedanta. It's exactly. Not Advaita. That.
Okay. So
Advaita is a philosophy. Advaita we use to remove the Dvaita. Okay. Dvaita Advaita vivarjite samarase maunam param sammatam. When Dvaita, we don't have to do anything. We are born with the Dvaita. That is born with the multiplicity. The oneness, Advaita, is non-dual, it is not one. Non-duality is used to remove the multiplicity from our mind. And once it is removed, it is beyond both Advaita and Dvaita. Dvaita Advaita vivarjite. That is called samarasa. Maunam param sammatam. It's the silence.
Okay. Thank you. So this on consciousness, since when I came, you were stressing on consciousness, that's why I thought, but okay, that's fine. You're mixing both Dvaita and Advaita philosophies. Now, question I have is, because everything around this world, Jivatma, everything happens because the fundamental right of a Jivatma is to remain in an Anandamaya state. In an Ananda state.
Okay, you have to ask your question.
Yeah. So, Ananda, then we have another two elements to that, Sat and Chit. But I'm not going to go such into Sat and Chit right now. On Ananda, if our soul is going to merge with super consciousness as one, then we are going to lose that Ananda. Because we are losing our individual
theoretical
state.
questions. Now there is no time to deal with it. Otherwise, I would have done with.
Thank you.
You will miss the joy of making jokes and all, but the mind will be so fulfilled that there is no question of missing anything at all. You will be fulfilled with joke, without joke, with sukha, with dukkha, everything. It's the ultimate fulfillment of the mind. Anyway, let us stop today. Prabuddham vimuktam vikārādihinam prasannam sada nitya bodhasvarupam param nishchalam nirgunam sarvarupam bhajeham sadanusmarami pranami. Hari Om. That's Jai.